recorded.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Body, Mind, Spirit, Soul presentation, focusing on the spirit and soul of all. May the light lead the way to and through our being in consciousness of greater realization. May all be well, safe, cared for, and loved. As you can see, I've already presented on the body and mind. And if you'd like to go back to those videos, you can find that through YouTube at Cili Cline, which is me. Hello. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, EA Zoom. And thank you, beautiful friends and collective, for being present here as we gather together in greater consciousness and birth the new reality of what is coming forth from the center of our hearts, our mind, and our being. Down below you can see my website and also the email that you can contact me at for future purposes. I would love to be in touch with you. So here we are. Fire our spirit and water our soul. Now, many think that spirit and soul are the same, and in fact they are. But spirit is the light, and the soul is the part that holds the memory, that comes into this body, that has had so many experiences and diversities. So spirit and soul are one, but yet they hold and contain the balance of each other. And that's what we're going to be moving forward through now. And through the desire of our soul and through the inspiration of our spirit, we can find the gift of movement, of emotion that drives, that desires, that pushes, that creates through the vehicle of our body and the intelligence of our mind. Together they work so that we can have experiences and grow. Hence the fifth dimension, the dimension of light, the dimension of supraconsciousness. Creation, time is art, a space where two or more meet. Here we have the ovum and the sperm that connect. And that's where we're going to come into a placement within ourselves yet again, as we bring forward the desire to create something new within ourselves, to release the old and to become anew. And how do we do that? We do that in meeting not only the other, but ourselves in space and time. The tools that we use are our free will, our mind, and our emotions. Free will offers us choice. Our mind, the ability to focus, and our emotions that relate to our spirit and soul, the desire and the power to move things. So here we are as creative, enterprising individuals, spirit embodied, yet having the full total experience of eons of time that live through us. Body, the earth, that which we embody, that which we live in, the 3D world. It's unconsciousness, but within that unconsciousness, we have the fourth dimension and fifth dimension that offers life. It's a place where density meets density, limitation and polarization is understood through the mind and consciousness of fourth dimensional reality, of above and below, right and left, future and past. And then we come into the spirit and soul, that's ignited between us, the fire, water, the essential elements of that that brings us forward into creation. We are of the water, but without the spark and the fire of the sun and illumination, there would be no life. They work hand in hand. One relates with fusion and one relates with polarization. They fit perfectly hand in hand to activate the body we live in and the mind of consciousness through our breath. The spirit and our soul come to life. We are so gifted. And here we are, coming into the space of the eternal, the waters, the inner child, the spark of light, the lightning that comes through that gives life. And we're going to come forward but back into the memory of our innocence. And yes, we have knowledge, and yes, we have experience, and yes, we've moved forward. But now we're birthing a great new understanding of consciousness, and yet we are all children within this, opening to receive the greater spirit of the truth of the soul of who we are in this moment, in this life. Remember, relax, adjust, come into the infancy, the purity, and the bliss of connection with all that is. The water, our emotions, the soul of who we are. One of the primary luminaries, the moon, in the signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Water and emotion, polarization. The soul knows so many aspects and so many attributes, as the moon does too, as the tides flow to and fro. We can see the polarization. We can feel the emotions of that which recedes and that which pushes forward. We live that. We experience that. It is our blood. It is what moves through us. It is our desire. It is yin. It is receptive. It is desirous. It's sensitive. We are feelers, we are intuitive, we're empathic, emotional. We're all encompassing, yet water dissolves. It's transformative. It is that allows us to be healers and artists and provides us with creativity and fluctuation. And boy, is water powerful. And it's highly attuned and it's considerate. And it's mysterious and deep and wavering and viscous and psychic, imaginative and nurturing and compassionate and understanding and reflective and responsive. It ebbs and flows. It allows for the dreams and the romanticism of that we can receive and that we can be part of. It's our blood. It moves through us. It allows for all the nutrients and oxygen to provide pathways through into our body of the earth that we are, for life itself. It's the memory. It's our DNA. And it's the source from which all life is created. And as with fire, water has three attributes: solid, liquid, and vapor. The low, cold, middle, liquid and holding, above, high, vaporous. It's very important in this trinity. And as you see within the moon, we have the symbol of the triangle that points down. That's of our feminine nature. That's which grounds us. That's which supports us. That's which is life that we live within. And now we move to the spirit of sun and fire and action with Aries and Leo and Sagittarius. It's the fusion of helium and hydrogen, of the first and second chemicals on the periodic table that fuse, that create this power. So when we have fire, it takes the material fuel and the oxygen and the heat. It needs these three things. So it's fusing, it's coming together, yet it's independent and strong on its own. It's dynamic. It's yang, it's life force itself. It is it penetrates, it transforms, it purifies, it's creative, it's willful, it's passionate, it inspires, it's instinctive, it's free loving, courageous, driven, spontaneous, ambitious, enlightening, optimistic, and competitive, and independent, and self-assured, and it takes risks, it's active, it's impulsive, it's also intuitive, it's intense, it takes charge, it's expressive, it's pure, it shines, it's enthusiastic, it's extroverted, it's adventurous, initiative, it's powerful, it's dynamic, and it is the spark of life. Now with water and fire, they are the perfect balance to one another. With the fusion of fire and the polarization of water, we find within the other the opposite. Spirit sun is independent in one, but yet it creates and needs the fusion of the other to shine forth. And with water that's polarized, that has the negative and the positive charge, the molecule is actually bent and therefore creates this polarization, hence H2O, 2 hydrogen to 1 oxygen. So within water, things dissolve and things can transform, just as the sun and the fire and the spirit itself is penetrating and also can create that transformation. Both are intuitive, both are powerful and dynamic centers. And here we have again the triangle of fire, the trinity, the tetrahedron, which is the basis in the beginning of Metatron's cube that has all elements that are placed within it and that work together, that we're going to be utilizing later in this process of the experience and meditation that shall come forth, that's based upon a personal experience that I had when I turned into golden yellow light. Spirit, that which is greater than ourselves, does exist, and it offers us gifts when the time is right, when all the little keys in the lock line up and it opens. Doesn't always happen, but when it does, it's quite magical, and it lets us know that we are much more than who we think we are. And so here we come to that of coming from the womb and not knowing into the full vitality and the experience of life, the experience of being and living through our body, the salutation of that which is above us, within us, and below us, and the entirety of the experience to feel, to emote, to know, to have the power, the zest that lives within us and through us. Take the picture in. Recognize that with the mind, we can have the choice to choose this. With our free will, we can actually take the action to do this. And with our emotions, we can choose to feel the elation. The choice is ours. And this is the independence and the sovereignty that we can find amidst the collective energy that continues to mirror who we are or who we aren't, and that which is unknown. We're coming to the center of our being and recognizing that we are amazing spirits embodied in this multidimensional, magnificent experience of life. That is me, that is you, and that is much more than us and everybody too. Now I'm going to bring it in a little bit closer in terms of the dynamic of the sun and water, the primary elements, into, again, the balance and understanding of the soul and the spirit, the yin and the yang, the female and the male. As you'll see, as in with astrology and everything in life, may it be economics, finance, relationship, Earth herself, nature, there is always balance. And balance is essential. And balance comes and centers within our heart of our heart of our heart. Once we find that placement where the mind can sit on its throne and allow its crown to shine within the body, the container of who we are. So, sun is yang, soul is yin, water is yin, spirit is yang. See the interplay. One knows and reflects and meets the other exactly in the middle, which there is perfect balance. So on the right we can see yin, yang, feminine, male, negative, positive, dark, light, cold, hot, below, above, left, right, absorb, disperse, receptive, active, horizontal, vertical, terrestrial, celestial, internal, external, sound, vibration, form, and structure, intuitive yet logical, diffuse and clear, magnetic and electric, the zero and the one of the computer and all of creation. Zero, the feminine, the receptive, and the one that comes out of it, which is the masculine. And now here we have that which is feminine and masculine, yin and yang, and that all happens within us, no matter if we're male or female, no matter of gender. We all have these same attributes. And when we erase the idea of identity and we come into the magic of that, then certain things and realizations can start happening in a greater integration. As you see on the screen, we have the male with the head lit up in the light bulb, standing erect and also holding the plug of the positive and negative in a kind of suggestive manner. But that polarization that he holds, that he thinks of, that is upright, is very masculine. That's our mind. That's our ability to take choice and decision and to stand alone and to be proud and unified. And yet the female that moves around the pole, that is horizontal, that is full of feeling, that is receptive and expressive and dynamic and connection with the male, is exactly where we're at within ourselves and who we are. We step down below that and we see the electricity between the two, the poles of opposition, the masculine, the feminine, the yin, the yang, the energy that's cultivated because of that. And not only does it happen from the right and the left, the masculine, feminine, it happens from above and below and in front of us and behind us. We are in this third dimensional body, both and all and more. And when we move it up to the fourth dimension, our mind, then we can start to choose. And then we have a vehicle of who we are and kind of the direction where we want to go. Yes, we've got the greater memory of karma and past lives and generations and genetics that are within us that we need to monitor, but still we can utilize the choice. And then when we go beyond that, we have the soul of that we're experiencing, that we need to grow and evolve through, and our spirit that is sensational and is expressive and is saying, let's have this experience, let's find out how far we can go here, or let's see if we've got the strength to move through. And that's where we're at now, the strength to move through the conditioning and everything that lays behind us. which we'll step into further later on. But down below, let's take a look. The electromagnetic current. That's who we are. Electro above, magnetic below, celestial above, magnetic, the earth, our body. And we are transmitters. We are free, willing bodies, able of movement, and yet we are dependent upon the sources that we are composed of, which is the earth, our body, the air, our mind, the soul, the water of who we are, and the fire, the spirit. We are here. So the electromagnetic current is very interesting because not only is from below and above, it's also from the right and the left. And look at what it says there. The electromagnetic current works at a 90-degree angle. We can also interpret that in terms of astrology, in terms of squares, that which creates friction, that which creates crises, and dynamics for change. But also, take a look, feel your body. Your body, if sitting or standing, is erect, it's vertical. And what is beneath it? The earth or the waters, which is horizontal. And that in and of itself is who we are. We walk upon the earth. We have freedom to move, which is the electricity, but we always come back down to earth. There is always a dynamic of both integrated. If we are too connected to the earth, well, we don't have so much motion, we can get a little bit depressed, we can have different diseases like kidney problems or become bloated. If we're too electric and too in our minds, we can become disassociative, have problems with our nerves, and not be connected to the reality of our body and that which we live in. So we can find within the two immense array of problems and disassociation. Again, it's clear and clean that we both need to be grounded and connected to the earth and the water and the body of who we are, as well as connected with the air of thought that moves and the spirit that then gives us these sunlight and desire to move through the 90-degree angle above, below, right and left, forward and back. And then the next picture, we have a picture of an atom, which is, of course, it has the neutron and proton, the positive and the negative, and then the electron that moves around, that creates this energy that has a positive charge, but also has a connection to its connection to the core. Again, the Trinity. Over to the right, we have the toroidal field, which is the universe, which is creation, which also is our body. This is very important to recognize, our body beingness, through the crown, through our body, through the feet, the field that we create. Our toes grab the earth. Why is that? At one time they were hoofs, but they've become toes. They grab the earth, it's pulling the magnetic, it's pulling that energy in so that then it can move forward. And our hands, the same thing. We're pulling in to receive and putting out to let go. It's an energy dynamic. The back of our bodies and the sides of our bodies are masculine. So it goes up through those dynamics, comes around, and the front of our body, the inside of our arms, the inside of our legs are yin. And where does it go? It starts to go down towards the ground, but yet it pulls it up. So we're pulling up from the ground through the yin, and we're taking from the celestial down the back and through the sides in. So we are a constant current of movement and propulsion upon ourselves. And then we come to the area where it's the body, the mind, and the emotion, and it becomes more intricate, more complicated. I've actually had this experience of my own toroidal field 3 times, and it is quite amazing to realize that we have this active thing that is, again, mirroring of the universe, but yet happening within our own cellular matrix. And here we come to the astrology. For those of you that don't know astrology so well, I've been a little playful with this. And for those that you that do know astrology, please enjoy the playfulness with it. My intention as we move forward is to do some clearing of shadow work, interfacing with the astrology of today to utilize what's happening cosmically and astrologically with our mind, with our intention, through our body, so that we can benefit and get the most of that which we are. And we are stars, we are made of stardust, and connect with that. So not only does it serve the collective, but it serves ourselves in clearing and being. And this healing with the transformational power of our spirit based in our soul desire. Is it not true that we all want to clear and cleanse and come into a harmonious place of ourself and other, and be the beauty that is and that we are, and overcome these obstacles and the separations and years of that's boggled up and gotten caught within our consciousness? Wouldn't it be great to feel the bliss and the wonder and the joy and be in alignment as a walking embodiment of the spirit that we are, centered in love, and no longer grappling or having to worry or all the undercurrent of the shadow that we are? Yes, both are necessary and we need that, but to be able to come to that center place is the gift of where we're at. And the astrology today is saying upheaval, 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 change, change, change. Let go of the last 2,160 years. We're moving through a new age. Let go of the last 12,600 years with the precession of the equinox that we're at, and we're moving out of the Kali Yuga time period into the golden age. So we're going to focus on the fire and water elements and the planetary transits through that zodiac signs. And I'm going to focus mainly on Aries and Pisces, the Alpha and the Omega. And if you go back and you take a look at the previous videos that I made of the body and of the mind, you will be able to see that Aries represents not only our idea and the warrior to present and to move forward, and it's the first sign of the zodiac, and it represents the head, and it's the baby that's coming out first, and it's the pioneer, and it wants to get there. It's something new, it's fresh, it wants to break free from the old. And as we have these old structures of Capricorn that's being ignited in the stellium with Pluto and Saturn and Jupiter all retrograde, they're all going inward, and we're working with those energies. That's all about the structure, all about the patriarchal dominion and that which we've known. And we know, we can see in our world that that's all falling apart right now. And then we have, of course, Taurus in Uranus, which is the earth itself, the feeling. Uranus is this planet of definite change. So we have these placements of Saturn, Pluto, and Uranus in the root center. And we're going to be working through the feet up into the root with this idea of Aries and Mars, the warrior, with Chiron, the wounded healer, so that we can bring about clearing and healing and helping ourselves. Chiron, the wounded healer, it connects this world through Saturn to the external world of Uranus, that which is outside of our bounds. And it's here to heal that relationship of self and cosmic relationship. It's the wounded healer inside of the sign of Aries, which represents the body in the me. We're finding the dignity of that. And right now we also have Leo, the sun sign, both Aries and then Leo, Mars and Sun. It doesn't get more definite in terms of ignition, in terms of strength, in terms of power, in terms of our will to make a change. And we're facing these changes. With Sagittarius, the south node, the nodal axis on one side that we need to break through. So we've got this fire kind of energy. the red triangles around these signs that we're going to utilize now so that we can come into a greater understanding of that we embody. Pisces also, in its domicile dignity, as is Aries and Mars, Leo, Sun, and Sagittarius with its south node, Pisces and Neptune came into its placement in 2011. It will be here with us till 2026, as will this change. Pisces is the end, the 12th sign, the 12th house. It's the beginning and the end. It's where things dissolve. It's our spiritual reality. It's where we die into and we're born out of. Hence, Aries coming in with the fire to move through that. So with these two signs, the Alpha and the Omega, example, Pisces, which rules our crown chakra in Neptune, also happens to govern our feet. So how is it that the crown and the feet are related? And how is it that the fire of Aries represents the head? So we're going to birth into ourselves to break free from the old constructs of the past in what we're now coming forward into doing. We are at this time of breaking things down, visualizing, creating a new reality, yet not in place, but we do know that it's time to let go. And we have choice. We can be creative in how we meet that time within ourselves, with another, and that other is within us and also outside of us. How do we want to create the most divine place for bringing birth into ourselves, for the planet, and for consciousness in alignment with the cosmos that is here to serve us as we release and break free from 6,000 years of patriarchal rule back into the matriarchal understanding. We've just finished the nodal understanding. North Node is leading us to where we're supposed to go in terms of our planetary evolution of Cancer and Capricorn. We've just had another new moon in Cancer at 28 degrees. And previous to that, we had the summer solstice, new moon solar eclipse at 0 degrees Cancer. This brings to a conclusion this nodal axis of father and mother and what we're birthing right now. The mother, ourselves, the home, nurturing, and family. As all else breaks away around us, we're all coming to really take a look at what is most important to our hearts, to our souls, to the water that we come from, the mother, and that which nourishes us. The Cancer, the crab, relates to the chest and the nourishment of mother's milk, to the ribs that protect our heart, to that which is Leo underneath, which is also part of that heart that's shining right now. We can take advantage of this and creating our own way into realization of that which is not yet found, but is based in the truth of what is most desired and most clearly appropriate with our spirit, that we no longer need to live embraced by the entrapment and the disempowerment of somebody else, something else, telling us how, who, and what. We're finding this place to come into liberation in the Aquarian age of being unique, yet collectively centered as we birth the matriarchal placement of a new age dawning, moving towards the golden light. We also see here that the air sign of Gemini, where Venus is, which has gone retrograde in the North Node, is where we're moving towards. And that is communication. And Venus now is going to be squaring again with Neptune, which is the higher octave of that love. It's the third square that we're coming into placement with. So we are looking at our relations of what really is true and what is not true, and making a choice between the right and the left. Gemini is the communication and where we find the mind to make that choice. And Venus, our love that then drops, comes into our heart, where we find that Cancer, our mother, and that we're grooming now, is there for us. It's just gone retrograde. It's had to do a lot of review there, but now it's moving direct and moving forward. And this little square with Neptune, again, that's where Pisces is, our crown and our feet. How are we going to work and temper that? How are we going to work and temper our higher mind with our lower mind, and that we're working with? We also have right now Mercury that is going to be squaring with Mars and Chiron. That again is the mind, which is Gemini, which is the thought and the process. And everything that we have to make choice with is now coming with this cardinal connection with the square with Mars and our wounded healer. What do we do? How do we do? There's like this choice and this angst of how to do it, not only within ourselves, because we're trying to break free of something. We need to move forward, but yet we also find it outside of ourselves. The confrontations, the arguments, and yet as a collective, we need that purge and push to come forward so that we can move forward and create something new. So we're going to come into cradle with the Cancer understanding that we've grown to understand in the last year and a half, and its passage. The inner child, which is the Aries in us that so wants the freedom and wants to heal the past of all that is, along with Pisces, Neptune, our higher selves, our amazing spiritual beings, and that needs to be embodied and allows for the dissolution of all that has come to pass. Right now we have Jupiter that happens to be sextiling Neptune. So there we have the possibility of expansion and growth in terms of our spirituality, if we so choose to use that. So let's use that as we move forward into this process of bringing the light into our bodies. Now, most people think you need to come through the crown. We're going to work it the other way. We're going to come in through the feet. We're going to work with the light coming up into our solar plexus, into the Tian center, the second chakra. We're going to move through Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, Sagittarius, and into the belly cauldron of our body, and allow ourselves to clear the past, clear the lower three chakras of that we are, as we give birth through our head of Aries and our desire to bring light and consciousness into ourselves. In fact, I've done this meditation, like I said before, and I turned into golden yellow light. It was really quite amazing, and I'm sharing something special with you. So remember, here we have the understanding of the camera being our body. Yeah? So if our body is the camera, it's the container of all working systems, hence our body and hence the earth. It has all systems working within it. It contains not only the water and the fire and the air, but the earth itself. It is our body, it is our earth. Let's connect with our body, let's connect with the earth. Give reverence to that we are, and our free will of being present, and the ability to move, the ability to have choice. And then we come into our mind, which always has choices to make. It is vast, it is in 1,000 directions, and the gift of our mind of those 1,000 directions is when we can choose to hone in and focus. Our body of free will, the body of the mind, and the body of the soul spirit free will, our mind with the vastness of possibility to be able to choose and to focus. That's our gift, where we can hone in and utilize the beingness that we are and the mind that we have, being a beacon and a filter. And then our soul spirit, which we can see in the eye. And that focus point of the mind is like the shutter on the camera. So be the camera, be the body connected to the earth. Center in the mind to be able to focus. We're going to utilize these attributes. And the spirit and the soul and the spirit is the place that comes through the camera that can create these images that we see, that we relate to, that we project out, that we pull in. It's the action and the interplay and the emotion that happens through our body and mind is where we find the life of who we are, the fullness of who we are, this amazing experience of life that has so many colors and fragrances, shapes and forms and experiences, and yet at the same time, it just simply is a moment in time passing between the yin and yang of our existence. Here's the Merkabah, the chariot, the right and the left, the downward triangles of earth and water, the upward triangle of fire and air. The star tetrahedron, the Merkabah, is where the masculine and the feminine meet. It's in the heart that is the center space. It actually is the chariot. And once we come in tune with and understand how to balance the earth and our body, the water and our emotions and desires, the memory of who we are, and we let it rest. May I suggest that resting? And the fire of spirit and the clarity of the mind to come through from the vertical, the upward triangle coming, meeting the ground with where the earth and the water are held, we can find ourselves in center. The vortexes of energy from the right, which is our masculine, moves in the direction towards the left. And on the left, which is our feminine, moves in the direction towards our right, hence bringing things into our bodies. You've seen in many Tai Chi, Qi Kong, martial arts things, we're always bringing that energy in. We're creating, there's two vortexes, right and left, coming in, feeding, coming in, feeding, coming in, feeding. So when working with the Merkabah energy, you're bringing the right towards the left to meet itself and the left towards the right to meet itself, the masculine and the feminine. And where do they meet? Right between above and below in the heart center. The lower three chakras below, the upper three chakras above, and we come into a place of center where the tiniest micro of the positive and the negative meet in the heart, where amazing harmony can come. Once you understand this body of information and you utilize your mind to focus where you want to go and what you want to do with it, energizing it with the emotion and the feeling of that desire, where you want to go, well, we can start traveling interdimensionally and extra-dimensionally. And it is an amazing gift of absolute divinity that is ours to experience. The Merkabah, the chariot, and it happens through us. Here we go, the nature of water. Look at the hurricane. That's the vortex. That vortex comes through us to center below us. It also works on the right. It also works on the left. Hence the Trinity, the center, the right, and the left. Also, the center, above and below, above and below. The center from behind and in front. So center, take in the energy and the feeling of the vortex. Plant your sits bones in your body as you rest upon the earth. The breath is key. Breathing in, connecting the mind, exhaling to the body. Inhaling the body, connecting, exhaling to the mind. And now let's drop anchor through the central vortex of our crown to our root, to the center of the earth. Ah. Grounding, feeling the vortex around your body, moving, centering, connected to the heart of the earth, that fiery, central pulsation of pure life. Squeezing the root, the Muladhara chakra, squeezing it a little bit, breathing into it, and exhaling, releasing the root chakra into the earth. We're energetically contracting, pulling in the feminine, exhaling, expanding, releasing down to the earth, the Muladhara chakra, releasing. Some people call it Kegel exercises for that lower chakra. Just pull and push, pull and push. And allow the energetic of your toroidal field to center. The feminine, the receptive, the release. And now with the prayer of light, of the divine, of the spirit that we are, we call upon the light to be present here with us now. As we utilize the tool of our mind to focus, as we relax into the container and the being of the earth that we are, we know that the root chakra and the second chakra of our planetary consciousness and our individual consciousness is going through upheaval and great change. We will ground deeper and allow for the upheaval and the release and the change through our beingness with our intent and choice to anchor the spirit of our soul into the life that we are, birthing new realities and the embodiment of life. The prayer of fire, of light that is universal, where no one owns it and everyone lives through it and by it. In the oceans of our waters, of who we are and the consciousness, may we receive the next blessing. Okay, I ask you now to withdraw your attention into your body. The focus of the eyes, it's usually 18 inches or so in front of you. Withdraw it right now to the back of your head. Just slowly withdraw it. Inhaling, exhaling, allowing it to recede more and more, focusing between your ears and your crown to the third eye. Now inhale and exhale, let it relax down your spine to your root chakra, into the body that you are. And inhale and exhale and allow the body that you are to relax and become one with the earth that you are. With free will and choice and intention, may we be our own warriors of self-healing, of pure integrity, as we call upon Spirit to embody ourselves of the infinitive spirit that we are. Centering, breathing, letting the mind relax, withdrawing the focus to the third eye, letting the third eye center, and let the focus move down the spine to the root chakra, and from the root chakra, relax into the core of the earth. Focus your energy, one pointed focus with the mind to the core of the earth. We call upon the blessing and the guidance of Great Spirit, the Ascended Masters, and the cosmic relations of all that is, to allow us to clear, cleanse, and release any blockage and residue that is within us. And now we call upon the light, the fire of Spirit, that which is, that which we are, that which is everywhere, to now heal and purify our soul, body, mind. And now breathing the light into your feet, into the Piscean feet. And just focus and see the light in your feet, breathing it in. Feet are full of light. See it, feel it, focus it. And on the exhale, you release anything that's bound. You may see colors, you may see images, you may feel hot or cold. You may have nothing at this moment, but that's okay. We're going to continue with the focus. And now we're going to breathe the light into the feet again, and this time come up to encompass the ankles. See the light. Feel the light. Relaxing. Inhaling the light. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And on the exhale, release anything that may be blocked or impure. And again with the inhalation, inhaling the light through the feet, the ankles, and through the shins and the lower legs of the body into the aquarium placement of new processes. Focus on your chins, your feet, your legs. Light. See it. Feel it. And on the inhalation, breathe in more light. And then on the exhalation, from the lower leg, through the ankle, through the feet, release anything that may be there. And now breathing the light through the Piscean feet, the Aquarian shins, into the Capricorn knees. Focus there, see the light, be the light, and know that you're preparing your knees to move forward into new areas as we break free from the encrustment of the past. As we're finding new feet and new legs. Focus on your knees, shins, feet, being light and lit up. Breathing the light, being the light. Inhalation, more light into the knees, shins, ankles, and feet. And now exhaling, releasing all that might not serve you. Now with the light through the feet, breathing in the light through the feet, continuous inhalation, the shins, the knees, into the thighs, into Sagittarius, where Jupiter is sextiling Neptune. the thighs, full of light, the knees, the shins, the ankles, the feet, mind's focus. Inhaling and exhaling. On the inhale, it lights up more. On the exhale, you're releasing the energy more. Again, the inhale all the way from the feet up through the thighs, the light, 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 light. And exhale, let it drain down the thighs, through the knees, through the calves and shins, the ankles and the feet, and just let it release. Inhaling through the feet, through the shins, through the knees, through the upper legs, into the buttocks, into the root chakra, where Pluto, Uranus, and Saturn are there, all bundled up in Capricorn, saying, oh, all this strength and earthbound stuff that's shifting, just breathe into that root. Through the feet, shins, knees, legs, buttocks, the lower part of your body is all light. See it, feel it, know it. And now release the root, Pluto, Uranus, Saturn, the quads, the glutes, the knees of Capricorn, the shins of Aquarius, and the feet of Pisces, releasing anything that the light brought forth. And now again, breathing in the light through Pisces, feet, Aquarian, shins, Capricorn, knees, Sagittarian, quads, glutes, and hamstrings, breathing it up from that root into the second chakra of Jupiter's full-on land of expansion, the ocean of bliss, about 2 fingers underneath your navel. And that's where we're going to focus now. Breathing in the light and exhaling the light. Inhaling the light, second chakra, exhaling the light. The cauldron of all creation, the place of procreation, that we're involved with right now, the waters of life, that we're creating, the light of creation we call forth, the crown that we are, the feet that we're moving into, of the Piscean nature with Jupiter now in sextile, of the expansion of the ocean of bliss that we are, and that we're creating, and that we're moving through. Breathing in the light, the feet, the shins, the knees, the upper legs, the gluteal muscles, the root chakra, the second chakra, and just breathe in the light. See the light, see the light, see the light, be the light. On the exhale, the light becomes less intense. And on the inhale, the light is strong, vibrant, and alive. Continue to breathe. The breath brings life. Light, and exhale from the navel to the root, to the glutes, the lower and upper legs, through the knees and ankles and feet, releasing, letting all that doesn't serve you pour out. And again, breathing in through your Piscean feet, through the Aquarian shins that we're moving into, of individuality, the Capricorn knees of being able to move forward and create new structures, into the the hamstrings and the quads and the glutes of Sagittarius that's moving us forward so that we can step into and arch into that dream based into releasing the old roots of Pluto and Uranus and Saturn that we're stuck in that root. We're releasing, we're moving through it, releasing into the cauldron of the hips of Jupiter's ocean of bliss, of expansion, connecting with Neptune, realizing new life. Light in, and let's bring it up into our solar plexus of the Mars land, of the Scorpion land, of the Leo land, of solar power of self, dignity, courage. Breathing the light in. We are the light. Feel it in your solar plexus. The whole lower part of your body is light. Feel the subtlety of the light. Breathing in and out, feel the strength and the power of the light. Your body, my body, our body, the body of the earth, connected to the heart and the core of the earth, all lit, all alive. Big inhalation of all the light up into the third chakra, and exhaling from the third chakra, second chakra, first chakra, down the legs, through the knees, the shins, the ankles, and the feet, releasing. Centered now in your body, with your mind, with the spirit and soul that plays through. The gift of life and light, the embodiment of our spirit of being, and the manifold ways of expressing and coming into our heart center of pure divine enlightenment, giving birth to the new self, giving birth to the new Aquarian age, and coming into harmony and peace within the being that we are. We are the light. We are the life. And may the light and love of your spirit always know that it has freedom and can always choose the path of enrichment, of soul, spirit, relation, of actualization, of being all that we are. Releasing, letting go, and coming into the oneness of who you are, together. How do you feel now? Centered, clear, grounded, where the right and the left meet, where above and below come together, and where the heart of pure relation is alive, centered, pure and full of love. Take a moment now to breathe that in. Again, close your eyes and know that that is you. And know that that is me. And know that that's who we are. So much love. And when we step out of our way and we center within, we know that we're simply on a journey here to grow, learn, expand, and to remember who we are. And as we walk upon life, and our footprints in the sand will always lead us back into the eternal consciousness and ocean of who we are, of consciousness itself. May you step forward in your life and be truly free, unencumbered. And remember the ongoing vastness of the cosmic relation, of the magic and the majesty of color and beingness that you are and that lives through you. Into the singular cell, the depths of the water of creation itself. We are just but a teeny tiny speck amongst all else in the reflections of everything. Here we find the mitochondria in the center, the gift of light that only our mother can pass on to us. May we all receive, honor, ignite, and live with that gift of life, sharing light and love through us and with all else. Happy, amazing creations. Much love, much light. Thank you. Thank you, that's all. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Cili.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's wonderful.
Thank you, Cili. That was beautiful.
Welcome, thank you.
Thank you so much, Cili. That was amazing.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Love you.
I'll talk to you later.
That was wonderful, my dear sister Cili. Love you.
Oh, hey, Jill. Hello.
You look like a little princess.
Why not?
I love you.
I love you too. Hi, everybody. Well, I don't know where Linda's gone. I think she may have.
Well, here I am. I'm just listening to all the thank yous. And so thanks everyone for attending. Thank you so much, Cili. That was fantastic. See you next time, okay?
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.